Two,
One!
Ah, you already hate this kid. Hello everybody, my name is Taylor and welcome to another podcast. Why is that so funny? Why do you find that funny? You make me...
I don't know, I just find your intro funny.
You make me very angry, to be honest.
It's just a bit of a meme, isn't it?
It's not a meme, you're a meme. That's why you're
It should be a meme.
stupid. It shouldn't be a meme.
What's the meme?
Meme
Hello everybody, my name is Taylor and welcome!
really is not a meme.
It is a bit.
Shut up.
It's
not a
bit of
meme.
I mean, it is.
It just isn't a meme.
Why is it not a meme? It's something funny.
Well...
It's not a meme. Something funny is not a meme. Nor a meme.
What's the actual definition of a meme? Oh, I looked it up
I
the
don't
other day.
know. It's like Richard Dawkins.
The other day I did actually look up the definition of a meme, and it's really weird. It's not...
Hang on, I'll look at that.
No,
It's-
yeah, it's not what you expect.
It's-
It's some of the Richard Dawkins.
It's
came
really-
up
it's
with.
like a
It's
very-
like something to do with how something can go through like the generations of society. Something.
According to Wikipedia,
Yeah.
a meme is an idea, behavior, or style that spreads from person to person within a culture, often with the aim of conveying a particular phenomenon, theme, or meaning represented by the meme.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that they like loss.
Lost.
That's
Sorry.
like no. If you see, you know, one like a line and then two lines and then another two lines and then one line and one line to the side, you know that's loss. You don't need to explain it. Everybody just knows it.
Not if they don't know what loss is.
What, Lost is
Yeah,
that
but-
cartoon, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Where the
But then people have just simplified it into
lines.
So, like,
The
when I
lines.
first saw the lines, I didn't know what it was.
No.
No, neither
But I
did
know what. I don't know the cartoon itself is called Lost. I've just seen it where there's like.
No, that's
yeah.
why people go, is this loss?
yeah, because it
Oh.
because it's one line and then
it's
another
two
two lines and then no, it's one line, two
So
lines, two
fucking
lines,
stupid.
and then one line and then one line to the side.
Because the girl's
That's
dead.
what. Yeah, 'cause, no, she had a miscarriage.
Oh.
No.
Wait, sorry. Sorry.
That's
How do you
fine.
know it's a miscarriage?
That's the original meaning of the.
Oh, I thought she was just
Cartoon.
dead or something.
No,
Oh, I never knew.
I don't know what it was. It was just these like weird video game guys. Oh, I'm such a nerd. So's my girlfriend. And then it started getting like really dark. Obviously, and it turned into that.
Oh. Wow. That's a classic.
Yeah.
Jeez. So dark.
Right. What else then?
Don't just say
Well,
that.
it's like these stupid,
Stupid
memes
bastard.
in general. But would you say they're declining in quality?
No.
Probably.
No.
The peak was somebody touch my
No,
spaghetti.
that is the most
that was-
simplified,
That was the
awful
low
meme.
point.
I
That was
love
a
that meme.
great meme. No,
That
was a low
was
point.
just
you can't.
That was
Excuse
such a
me.
high quality
You cannot say.
It was
It was at
funny
this-
for
it was at-
about a month, and then it carried on for another 4 months.
No,
Weird
dude.
month.
It was at the same time as
Oh yeah.
Amanda Knuckles.
Oh.
Do you know the way?
Golden Knuckles.
Oh, it's
You
so
don't know.
stupid. Spaghetti, I think, beats it.
remember our fallen memes.
Remember them. I see. To be honest, I've actually really enjoyed the moth ones.
I hate. Oh,
Moth
Jesus
memes.
Christ, they are the worst.
Moth memes. They are
have the lamp.
paying. No, they're well.
They
funny.
are the worst
They
thing
don't
I
that.
have
Has
ever
it
that has
re-
ever
it-
graced the
It
internet.
originated from Loops, which is a great one.
What do you mean?
Brother, do you have the Loops?
Loops. Oh yeah.
It's just a cat standing on its hind legs, looking at Fruit Loops. Brother, do you have the Loops? And then that originated from, oats. Brother, I require the.
Oh, the
Is
pigs.
that the pigs?
Yeah, the pigs.
Oh my gosh,
Mhm.
that's just such a long-winded one. I have it saved on Instagram. It's so long. But
The
man,
pig? What do you mean the
have
pigs?
you never watched
It's
it?
just what?
The brother. Do you have any oats?
Brother, I require the oats.
I don't know that.
It's It's
Yeah,
a
mine
great
is.
one.
You are quite uncultured when it comes to memes, but I
Right.
must
Yeah,
say.
because I don't spend all my time looking at memes.
Wow, sorry,
Oh,
but
wow.
where,
Pretty sad.
what do you even do with your life?
Yeah,
What do you even do if you're not doing
silly.
memes?
Uh,
Yeah, if you're not snorting memes.
If you're not snorting memes, what are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Sorry. Oh, I'm doing the cocaine. No,
So-
if you're not snorting memes, you're not.
You get the knuckles.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Taylor's snorting more than just memes, so...
Yeah.
You're snorting
That
the
this
Awesome.
is true, yes.
Also a
The
bit
Great
of...
Bong.
Oh my god.
The Great Bong.
What about... What's the new one that's just... The new meme that's starting?
Oh, it's.
Can I have
like,
money to buy whatever?
Yeah,
Yeah, that one. Jesus.
that originated.
I don't
from,
know this one.
I like the meme.
That originated from that frog.
Did it?
It's like,
Mm.
Mother, can I have money to buy a burger or burger? And it's like, a burger? Yes, a burger. Actually buy shoes, and it's like
What?
it's
Sorry.
like a certain type of shoe. It's like that name and then time. So it's like shoe time. And now they've just made it into Oh, have you seen the whale? The whale one.
No.
It's like evolution. Can I please have can I please respirate on land? And then it's like a DNA strand. It's like respirate on land. Yes, respirate on land. Actually goes back into water like a boss, and it's just whale time. Just
Oh,
a whale.
Have you seen-
No, the best one, the one that I think is the best is, Mother, can I go to the Netherlands? Or something
Oh, I've
for
seen
weed?
that
And she's just, for weed? And he's just like, yes, for weed. Actually exploits euthanasia in country. Sleep time!
Sleep time. Oh no,
I like that
I really like the rhino one. It's like, I think it's can we like grow a horn to protect ourselves or something? And it's like to protect
like,
yourself. And it's like
yourself?
yes,
Yes, to
actually
protect
gets poached like a bass. And extinct.
Actually uses it. No. It's actually uses it to protect against humans. Poach time.
No.
I think the ironic thing used to be very, very good at medicine. The Chinese will take advantage.
The thing is,
nice.
the one I saw, Charlie, it was like, is illegally poached like a boss. Extinction time.
Oh yeah.
and it goes extinct.
Oh,
No, I
Jesus.
didn't.
I haven't seen too many of those memes. I saw the euthanasia one, and I was just like,
Oh, they're actually really funny.
My
Yeah, I
my
do like
memes
them.
are basically what Charlie puts in the chat, and I find
Hey,
funny.
Charlie just has his own little chat,
I'm
just for
his supplier.
himself.
Yeah, interesting links. It's
Yeah.
good though,
God,
because I spend all my time on Reddit.
Yeah, it is true. To be honest, I've actually just gone off Reddit. Like I used it for ages, and I don't know what to follow.
That meme in the chat you've put in. Dairy products, especially cheese and yogurt, were found to protect against death from any cause, according to new research. Assassin drops empty gun. Why won't you die? Eating my 28th block of cheese. I came prepared, bitch boy.
So yeah, the last bit just gets me because that's what I say.
You never say bitch boy.
He used to.
Okay, I used to say it.
He said quite a lot.
I
Charlie just goes through like random phases of saying stuff. Like he used to say "my love"
Did he?
at one
Oh,
point
and-
My lover?
at the end of everything.
I used to say what, Ben?
Kooky characters.
Kooky. I'm a kooky character.
Oh,
Cookie character. I'm just a cookie character.
Where did you get that?
I tell you one meme.
dunno.
One
I made it
meme.
up.
Oh, well, I
One
know
One
we should
form meme I like is when it's just like, oh, Pope announces Bible 2, Christianity level jumps to 100%. Those types of memes.
No, have you seen the quote underneath that? It's like some Christian like philosopher, and he's like, "Lol, I told you it would happen," and it just says "checkmate atheists."
Oh my god. It's the same as the Rider one. It's gravity. Can you shrink me for becoming a All-Star? To become an All-Star? Yes. Actually becomes a black hole and sucks everything like a box. Suck time.
So, I actually haven't. They're not actually circulating that much. I haven't really seen many of them. Like, I get the occasional good one, but that's not.
It's
really-
just-
because
just
they're
don't
mostly
believe-
being dominated by moth memes.
No, moth memes
No,
are
moth
died.
memes are
Can't
dead
die.
now.
I don't even know
They're
what.
dead now, thank God.
It's
I don't
Kahoot. Kahoot's the big meme now, for some reason.
Is it?
Really?
Yeah, Kahoot's
I haven't
a
seen
massive-
any of the Kahoot.
Oh,
I do
uh,
like the Kahoot memes.
We
though.
had Kahoot in bloody one of our politics lessons. The kid who won's the kid called Roman, and he named himself Tifui, which is a Fortnite streamer.
Oh,
And then
Oh,
everyone
whenever
thought
I
it was
do-
me, and I'm like, what? I'm quite clearly below him in fifth.
maybe we should explain what Kahoot is.
But no.
Right,
No.
Kahoot is basically
No.
an online quiz website where your teacher from a school they decide, oh, let's do a quiz on this topic, and then you're like, haha, I get to pick my
Oh, shut the fuck up.
I get to pick my own name and play Kahoot, and basically you answer a load of questions. And whoever's got the most points at the most questions wins. But it's ridiculous because
like a quiz.
oh, shut up. You get these like memes now that are like, oh, I was in first place. I get one question wrong. Now I'm in 12th. That is entirely how it works.
No, what I did.
is.
It's just like, oh, when you're playing Kahoot, nickname, I want to Kahoot myself.
Oh, whenever I do Kahoot, I just make stupid nicknames.
Yeah, but I mean that's just
Literally
in our
Whenever
time,
I've do
anyway.
Kahoot, i.e. one time, because it's the only
I've
time
done
I've
loads.
used it.
What? I do almost every lesson in AS.
Computer science, you
Law.
use it quite a lot in. It's good for the
Should we do a
Mark
Kahoot?
hates it.
I did it
Oh, my
once
mum
in
loves it.
politics, and that's the only time I've ever used it.
Oh, but like,
Because my other subjects are like, oh shit, we're behind. We've got to sprint through this.
oh, I'm literally looking at a meme right now saying 90s babies will never know the feeling of wanting to shoot up the school because you went from 1st to 12th place in Kahoot. it's like, oh, right. Oh no.
Also, look at the meme I put in the meme chat.
What? We're gonna have to describe it to people now.
Martin Luther starts the Protestant Reformation circa 1517 colorized. This is a load of barnacles.
No, it's just it's just a guy from SpongeBob.
I can't see. Where's the meme chat?
In this.
You're not in it.
What?
No, he is. It's on the Discord. You tart.
Of course he is.
But no, it's quite funny. I will say.
This is a load of barnacles.
SpongeBob's been a pretty consistent meme for the
Yeah,
longest.
SpongeBob's always a consistent meme.
I don't know
SpongeBob is a
why-
meme.
I don't know why, because like the majority of it just isn't funny.
Oh wow!
I love
stop your-
SpongeBob.
Stop yourself.
Oh, I'm
Thanks.
so
Stop the
sorry.
circulation of your blood.
I never watched SpongeBob as a kid.
Oh,
What?
me neither. But
I mean,
still.
I watched it as a kid, but like,
No, I didn't watch it as a kid.
why?
Because I'd never watched it as a kid. I don't know why I did it at the time.
Undoubtedly
Years
best
ago.
children.
Didn't.
Undoubtedly best children programs.
Sorry, what did-
SpongeBob and Phineas and Ferb.
Sorry,
Just-
what did you?
I didn't watch
Yeah.
Phineas and Ferb till my brother watched it when I was like 13.
I watched Phineas. I didn't.
14.
To be honest, I didn't watch Phineas and Ferb until I got Sky, which was like a few years ago. So like,
Yeah, but Phineas and Ferb was amazing.
it was
No,
good.
Don't agree.
I quite liked it. I did enjoy
It's
it.
when you go on. It's when you go on holiday to like Spain or something. They have like
yeah.
TV, and like the only channel they have in English is Disney Channel. It's just got bloody.
I wouldn't mind that though.
You're there like.
The last time I went on a holiday, I went to Bulgaria and we flipped on the TV and it was just Trump talking about extreme vetting of Muslims. like,
Oh,
during the campaign for him in the election.
See the
You
problem
can
is.
see.
Yeah, what were you gonna say? What were you gonna say?
I was going to say you can see that racial hatred wins you the vote.
Oh, classic. I mean,
Yeah,
but
always.
when I go on holiday, like all I see is like pop TV and that, you know. It's like that really kiddie show that always is like Pokemon or some trashy. Oh no! Why else? You know, oh, what was that old app called with the cat that speaks back to you?
Tom.
Oh, Talking Tom.
And they made that
Talking
into a
Tom.
TV
Yeah.
show
Made it into
Oh,
a TV show.
with the Angie the cat and
Do you
Ginger
remember,
the cat.
in high
and the
school people
dog.
became convinced that it was watching you?
No.
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 Do you remember that?
They
No.
later became FBI agents.
No, it was like people kept going around saying that you could. Or was it my brother? I don't even know. Like, no. Like my brother's here, I meant. Like they were convinced that you could see someone in the eye of the cat. and it was watching you.
Yeah, it's
And I
really-
was like, what?
It's
I
just
was
not
like, what
true.
does that even mean?
That just is not true, is it?
Ugh.
And they're like,
Yeah, but
it's
we-
watching you through the eye. I'm like, it's watching you through the eye on a pixel screen. Wow, that's pretty intense.
That's true.
The Illuminati
else is-
got me this time.
I
You
mean,
know what else is pretty intense?
no, not really.
Campers.
What do you mean campers?
Yeah, people who camp. They're
Where?
pretty intense.
Oh,
Oh,
You need to.
No.
You need to. You're right. Right.
please
Oh,
cease.
my perfect kind of the day. I was walking in with Zoe like the other day,
Yeah.
just talking about this farm and all these animals being mistreated, and then she started talking about llamas, and I turned around and went, "Wow, that's alarming."
Oh no.
Turning to dads. I don't
That's
understand.
a llama in.
Ben is a 40-year-old in a 17-year-old's body. Like, he literally
He's
is.
a 40-year-old in a 30-year-old's body.
30-year-old.
Why have I got a 30-year-old's body?
Because you're about 6'9".
I'm 6'3". I'm not even that tall.
I'm 5'7".
I'm 5'11".
That's not true.
No, no, no.
It's not true.
I don't think it is true.
He's like half.
Yeah,
as
but
tall than me.
Taylor's the shortest. Just
Ed's a full on 5'8" at maximum.
5'10".
I don't agree.
No, he's not.
How tall are you, Charlie?
Ooh, 6'1", 6'2".
Well, I'm only a couple inches shorter than you.
That's how
That's how
human
life
biology works. I mean,
Charlie, I've just been scrolling
Sorry,
back through the meme chat, and there's that bloody picture of that kid surrounded by fucking Protestant priests.
Oh.
Is there any need for the vulgarity?
You mean the five?
Five
people-
guys, one girl meme.
Yeah.
oh,
Oh, that's a meme format.
yeah, that is a meme format. That's dead as well.
That's
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's amazing. I kind of got
It
got
is.
bored of it very fast.
Guess what? I didn't pee on yourself. Thanks.
Why? It wasn't any good though.
What wasn't any good?
The girl sitting around the sofa. The the five guys sitting around the sofa with the girl in the middle.
They don't sit.
Oh, shut up!
Yeah, Taylor, check your meme privilege.
Check your memes.
I'm literally looking at it
Sorry,
right now.
check
I
your
just
meme.
can't
Thanks.
speak.
But like, the one I really liked was just Belgium, and then just like surrounded by like no, it was Africa. It was
All the
Africa,
axes
surrounded by all the
out. Oh, yeah.
European nations, and I was just like, that is absolutely amazing.
Because it makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, so does
Funny
the original
because
one.
It's true. Yes.
What's true?
It's like the first time you see it, you're like, what? And then you just see it, then you just realise you're like, ah.
Right.
Ah, oh dear, she's going to die.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
The need for speed.
It's the speed. for news.
Oh, the Trump. This has been the worst trade deal in the history of trade deals. One is good.
That's quite-
That keeps popping up.
You know what keeps popping up?
PP.
You need to
No,
stop.
it's that Drake meme, right? The one where he says like yes and no, you know?
And that's the
Oh,
iconic. That's just
Yeah,
me.
but like
That's
it's
just a
no,
format.
that meme format's become a meme, so people are
Oh, yeah,
remaking
yeah, it
it
has.
in different ways.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, like the Robbie Rotten version.
like there's the Robbie Rotten version. There's like a version where it's like saying
That's just a better version,
using the meme format that everyone knows, or
Yeah.
just writing a load of words because people know what you mean because everyone understands.
Oh, the
format.
article. Oh, what is it?
13.
Article something. Yeah.
Is it 13?
Oh, the EU one.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's not doing anything. Does
No,
it
no, no.
actually-
It most definitely is. It's going to
Yeah.
be awful. Do
It's not
Yeah.
going to do anything.
you know what
Mm.
it calls for?
What?
Blanket regulation of all copyright being forced without even copyright claiming.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but
So therefore, that means on YouTube how everything got absolutely screwed up by the automation system, and those YouTubers got screwed.
yeah.
Google now has to do that without people even claiming.
Yeah. No,
Essentially.
people don't claim in the first place, I don't think, anymore. I think it just
No.
automatically.
There are so many stories of just YouTubers getting fucked over.
No, it's
Right.
like Google has to make an automated system which works out whether or not copyright's been infringed upon within a thing, and that has to be done across the entire internet, not just. That is incredibly scary, incredibly bad.
I mean,
Mm.
It's just like there's no like freedom of.
but then again,
what's it called?
but why would it enforce? What if an item is copyright like restricted, so it doesn't have copyright on it?
What?
Like what? For goodness sake, if something doesn't have copyright on it, right?
Yeah.
Would it still check things that use
Well,
that?
the issue
on
is,
copyright?
as we've already seen, these automated things are really stupid.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
to tell they won't accidentally take down things which aren't even remotely copyrighted?
Well, that's what they're doing already.
right. What?
That's what they're doing on YouTube already.
I know,
They're
and
just-
this will be even worse. This will take out people entirely.
I
'Cause
just
what
I feel like,
organisation can afford to get people to scour through absolutely everything on the internet to work out
Mhm.
whether or not
well,
it's copyright
I
infringing?
feel like once one website's found like a solution to it, they're
Oh
Sell
yeah,
it
they're just
to
gonna
everyone.
freelance it.
no, but
Yeah,
I,
I-
freelance. I
I-
said
I-
sell
I-
it.
you
I
don't-
said
gonna-
sell it.
It's going to be the end
I said
of
sell it.
the world. It's going to start like they're going to develop smarter and smarter AIs to do it, and then they'll take over the world and kill everyone.
Of course,
I,
but
Robots will
genuinely-
never take over the world.
Genuinely, I
Why not,
am
Ed?
scared of AI.
yeah,
No.
Charlie's just I'm scared of
You
it.
just get, no,
Genuinely.
robots will not take over the AI because the laws of robotics. There's a guy who's out the laws of robotics, and robots have to obey humans.
I mean,
Ah,
what
yeah,
they're just going to
yeah,
be
well,
like?
That is
oh,
a fundamental thing about robotics.
Yeah. But the thing
Yeah,
with-
but
AI
with
don't
AI
will never have the mental capacity like in Terminator
They
to
can make it.
take over the Earth.
Ed, I don't think you
We already
understand.
have, in a very short space of time, we've gone from having basically no AI to having an AI that can call the doctor for you or call the hairdresser to book an appointment.
Yeah.
And sounds just like a
See,
human.
it could eventually go.
Yes, but that's due to a command.
Yeah,
no,
Ed, I don't-
robots
Ed,
get a
could
command
No, no, no,
and
Ed,
apply
Ed.
it.
which is being commanded develops enough of an intelligence itself to give itself commands and eventually
That's what it
spread
is.
out from
Yeah.
there.
That's the
That's
point.
exactly how it's
Chuck,
gonna
Ed,
happen.
do you know like?
No,
Ed,
that's not.
Ed,
That
no,
will
no, no.
never happen.
Ed,
in
do you
my
know
mind.
the way that AI works?
Yeah, in
I'm-
your mind.
Ed, the way that I think AI works, like nowadays, I might be completely wrong, is that the AI learns to be able to code itself to deal with situations.
Yeah.
So it's programmed to adapt to certain situations by coding itself differently.
Let me get the laws of robotics up.
Yeah, but the
Oh
laws of
my
robotics
God,
don't
that
apply
doesn't matter.
because
It does matter.
AI
No.
aren't robots.
If AI can code itself, it can ignore the rules because it's not bound by them because it's not being made.
Plus,
by
people
humans,
aren't just going to be like,
itself.
oh, some kids, like they're always
So,
going to
so
push
why
it
do, so
further.
why do the AI code themselves?
to
Because it's the
adapt
most
and learn.
efficient way to
Freedom to-
have them.
No. But what is the purpose of it? The
To
humans
learn.
have obviously
Ed,
made
that's
it.
the
Game-
point.
to game
AI is
better,
there to
make it
learn.
better.
Yeah, AI is there to learn from other people, and like if it's restricted in its code and what it can do, then it can't learn. It has to be adaptive, so it has to be able to learn to code and react differently to different situations. And to do that, you can't just have predetermined sections. You have to. That's why I don't know what it was, but there was that AI that got really racist because people kept saying racist things to it
Yeah, because it
Yeah.
learned from other people.
because it learns from other people.
Yeah, it was on the Twitter.
Yeah,
Kept writing.
But
stuff
if
to it
robots
about-
were to take over the world, there'd have to be a man to instigate it. So it's not robots; it's just another man taking over the world.
If you're like, robot, what's the most efficient way to do something? And they go on and on and on, and eventually somehow
Yeah, but
the conclusion. Oh yeah, the most efficient way for a robot to do its job is to eliminate all humans.
yeah, that's the thing though. If one man programs 10 robots to kill the entire world and they kill the entire world, robots have taken over the world because that's what they are.
no, a man has taken over the world with the use of 10 robots.
Yeah, sorry. So
that
is
isn't
robots taking
that isn't
What's-
AI driven. That's just a man coding.
What's going to stop them?
over. Yeah,
from
but
taking
what
it
stops
out
them?
there?
Yeah, like if they're
Because they won't have a command to. He'll say, "Don't kill me, kill the rest."
if they're
That's not
developed to
AI.
AI though, if they're developed to learn from other things, they just keep going. They just learn how to be more efficient at killing people, and just destroy everything. That's the point. And-
That's why we
you
should
know-
develop enough intelligence for them so that they can do a certain level of task, and then we
Yeah.
stop.
Or
don't-
just don't develop advanced AI.
That's
Don't
what.
Not,
give them-
but like
Don't
perfect view
give
for
it
the
the
future,
freedom
right?
to think
Perfect
for
view of
its-
the future. You have a bunch of humans living in a world where entirely weighted on by a subservient.
Yeah, it's
robot
gonna get to the point where humans are obsolete though, and then
Yeah.
once that
Yeah,
happens,
this is what I think. We shouldn't have automation. Automation should piss off because it's going to lead to the collapse of society.
yeah, it will.
Well,
do.
I
But
would
peop-
argue against that. Do you know why?
Why?
Well, if you look at society as it is today, yeah, we have massive inequality and all these issues, right? If automation carries on and makes things more and more and more and more and more efficient, the value of goods will go down and down and down and down and down. As we continue to expand our influence out throughout the solar system, we'll get increasing resources. So we have things which make resources more. We have more resources, things which handle those resources very, very efficiently and produce goods, making them cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. So even though there aren't any jobs, the price of goods is so low that nobody needs a job because everything's affordable, because everything has been completely done over and over again to the point where goods prices go down and down and down.
Yeah.
the
And
only-
then you end up with a utopia where everything is worthless, but that doesn't matter because everyone can have everything because there's enough resources to go around.
Yeah, we talked about, but this is based on the logic that at this point we're into space and mining or everything.
well, by the time we've been able to do this, there's no doubt we've got a mining shuttle in space. Like,
Yeah.
like there's no way that mining's
That's
just
what
not
we
going to
should be
happen
focusing
before
on.
then.
That is what we should be focusing on, as
What-
well as obviously global warming.
What, Charlie? What do you think like SpaceX and that are doing? They're developing ways of being
Yeah,
able
but
to
th-
build
this
rockets
is-
that can get into
I
space
know,
and
but
return.
NASA
Well, what are NASA working on at the
has
moment?
0.01% of the US budget.
Yeah, but
Do you know how large that
But,
is?
like,
there's no need for it in the modern world. Like, the whole reason NASA got so much money was because
Of the space race. and stuff.
of the space race, which was entirely based on
NASA
ideology.
I'll tell you what. Someone asked what NASA are working on right now. They're working on a telescope, like a massive telescope to explore
yeah, isn't
further
it
into
to
the
replace
universe.
the Hubble?
Yeah, the-
Yeah. It's this
trying to repair the Hubble.
huge reflecting telescope, which is
Yeah.
going to take like
I have
ages
heard
to set
about
up
that.
in space, but it's launching later this
my
year. I'm pretty
knee.
certain.
But the issue at NASA are entirely based around gaining knowledge, whereas the corporations like SpaceX are entirely based around gaining profit.
You've
Therefore,
the thing is, you're not going to like progress with space from a government-funded
no.
thing. You've got to allow the private
Because
business.
you can never justify to a population when there's a massive debt in a country, spending loads of money on something that won't immediately help the populace.
Unless you're India.
You mean like the military?
Yay.
Yeah, like
You mean like
No, no, no,
the US
no.
military, they spend
You can guarantee people want the military because you can say, look, there's those evil terrorists in the Middle East. The government needs to protect us from that. We need a big military. You don't go, oh, look, there's a big open space with stuff we don't know about. Is there a threat from it? No. Is there any immediate gain for us putting loads of money in it? No. Oh, so we'll put the money into stopping terrorists? Yes. Oh, well, let's do that instead. People
I
will
know,
never
but you
support
have
it.
to look
Whereas you
into
have
the future.
SpaceX, where they're like, he says, there is potential for the future for us to massively gain from space, and then the people who invest in it are very, very specific. I don't even know if it's publicly traded at the moment. It's just Elon Musk, like, I've got money, I want to do this, I'm going
Yeah.
to do it.
he did it from the Boring Company, didn't he? He set it up from there.
No, but the thing, yeah, I know Charlie was trying to make the point that we've got to look in the future, but the human psyche never thinks about the future. That is the natural
know.
human state of mind.
Yeah, but that's why-
Doesn't think about the
We
future.
have to.
That's why the
No,
private
but we
businesses
can't
as well.
because humans will never think like that.
Humans will never think like that, so it's down to a few
We're
individuals
selfish.
who want some. Yeah, humans are selfish.
Yeah, humans are selfish. They are
That's horrific.
they are in of
Very
themselves
bad.
selfish.
Very bad.
That's the whole point. That's how we survive.
Yeah, but
That's how we survive.
what's gonna stop these corporations just saying, "Oh, we discovered this, but it's ours"?
That's what they
You
do.
do-
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no,
This is
that's where
this is
regulation
the
comes in.
point.
This
This
is
is the
where
point.
regulation-
When the first guy who gets to one of the asteroids in the solar system, which is full of natural resources like platinum and stuff, the first guy to reach there will be a
Platinum's really
trillionaire.
Yeah.
It's
He'll
like-
be a
what
trillionaire,
you have to
no
do at
doubt.
that point is you go, oh, they have all this stuff, right? And you just say, if they're like want to withhold stuff from the general populace, like it's with the diamond trade at the moment. Diamonds are relatively worthless if every
Oh,
diamond
yeah,
in the world was
but it's
released
just
at
the-
once.
No, diamonds
Whereas-
are useless. They just choose to not release them because
No, they
I
They
think
don't
you'll find my diamond sword is very effective against fighting those mobs.
But
No, but diamonds themselves are useless, and the only reason they're worth so much is because they're so rare. But
They're
they're,
not
not
rare.
actually rare. It's
they
just
just
that
choose not to release them.
it's enforced scarcity.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but they just.
don't you think it would be much more effective? I mean, I know the diamond industry would crash, but like
cares?
the issue is if you get to the point where you say where you have all the stuff at once, like all the materials to do everything, and just unleash it at once, the stock markets will just explode.
Oh yeah.
Everything will just stop.
It would just stop. But then, if you already have the put stuff in place for, say, machines to be fully self-sufficient, not require any money, and just go through a process of building stuff, they're fully self-sustainable. They keep building and building and building.
Yeah.
At the point, it'll get to the point where even the very little money that people have will be enough
To do
for everyone to
anything.
buy everything. Like,
Yeah.
who cares? Like, what does it matter if you only earn £10 a day if an iPhone
but the
costs
thing
50p?
The thing is, though, Ben, where do they get that money from in the first place?
Well, it would. Like, the issue is, it would have to be some like state welfare. That would have to be an
Yeah.
issue.
So,
But then,
but then, what's the point in life?
that's where I get to. What's the point of life when you have everything? Well,
I
this
mean,
is what I see.
no.
the future
It's
as.
wait. It's not the point that. What's the point in life when you have everything? It's what's the point in life when everyone has everything?
Exactly. There's nothing to strive for. But then you could say, like, this is a theory people have that. Why don't we find any aliens? It's because everyone's in a massive computer where they can literally live out any fantasy they have. Like, I spoke to Ed about this before. You have because if we're at the point where we can mine asteroids and literally have everything for nothing,
Mm.
human expansion and development will just go insane. Like, we'll just expand and grow at a rate which is just ridiculous because everything. Because you're like, oh, what's the point of doing anything? Well, there'll just be a bunch of people who can literally just build whatever they want forever with as many resources as they want and achieve as much as possible. You could then get to the point where you have computers so vast and complex that everyone could, like the Matrix, everyone could go into it and they could all do exactly what they want with their lives and seem to live forever. Like, say for example, there's nothing for me to do. I'm going to simulate a time when there was strife and I'll go live in that for a bit.
But then, if
And once that's
everyone,
finished,
if everyone's doing that,
I've got a proposition to make. Once we expand into space, why don't we set up
everyone.
Mars as a penal colony? Just send all the prisoners there, just to mine out all the resources on Mars, ship
but-
it back to Earth, and then all the prison problems in the UK we're having because we can't fund it, send them all to Mars.
you do realise it's going to cost significantly more to send people to Mars than it costs to have a prison
Yeah,
here
but
on
Ben,
Earth.
as you say, once we're doing all these asteroid stuff, everything will be worthless, so we can just do it anyway.
But would there be crime if everyone had
Yeah.
everything?
Yeah.
yeah, people.
For what reason?
I think more of insanity,
Mental
crime.
health.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the issue wouldn't be people are stealing, people doing this. It'd be more,
Murder.
I've done everything I can.
Let's just kill myself or kill people. I think mental health would be a massive issue then.
Is suicide illegal?
Shut up. Yes. No. It is. Yeah.
Why? It's just...
I don't know if
If
you
you
get put
would
in
never-
prison for it.
Is attempted suicide attempted murder?
Back to the thing you said before. I think there'll be more crime where people are literally they become not insane. They just become psychopaths, so disconnected from everything. They just start murdering people. To the extent of it. But then you could say, why not
'Cause
just enable people to make simulations where they're able to murder people, but it does no effect on any other person in the world?
That's still not
Because but the
ethical,
thing,
it's
no,
still
the
not
thing is
moral.
though, if you're just locked in that and you're just doing that all day, then you're either going to want to come out of that.
But if we get to this utopian society where everything's worthless, you can get everything for so cheap, everything would have to be automated, like law, health, fire control,
No, but like,
all this.
It would
Like
have to be automated, yeah.
society would collapse.
No, that's
It's
that's easy.
have to be.
You just have many people. Like you say, people might want to come out. If they're completely, it's not like, oh, I'm on my computer playing a computer
Come
game.
out the
It's like,
closet, yeah.
I am in an entirely simulated world, which is just the same as everything else. I have no awareness of anything outside of this world.
So you
Oh.
want to be in the Matrix?
Like,
You want your solution is to put people in the Matrix.
Essentially, yes.
Put people
but like,
in there
for example-
in like a perfect world.
Not necessarily a perfect world. The perfect world for humans is where you can achieve things and not achieve things.
Yeah, but
Like-
why?
Capitalism.
It's
Like,
that
what?
it's that video, Charlie, you showed me with the duck and the bear.
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, I'm literally.
It's
I
like
swear that's the duck song.
no. It's like it's a video about like I can't remember. I think it's a duck
It's
and a bear.
it's the end of the.
The end of the universe.
And a duck and a bear are sitting together, and they're like, "This is the end. What did you do?" And then they ask each other. I'll get the video.
Yeah. Well, people can't watch it, but
Watch together.
no, because people can't watch it. You silly boy.
What?
Why not?
What do you mean? Live streaming.
So
Yeah.
you react to it.
That's not interesting. No, because
Yeah,
I
just
don't-
do that. Just do that.
Yeah, let's
like,
do that.
put
Let's
Watch
not.
Together on, and
No.
we'll just listen to it.
Let's watch the Chinese dubbed version of Star Wars Episode 3.
No.
That's not okay. But anyway, just as a brief overview of the video, it's
Stroke of the West.
it's basically like a duck and a bear are just sitting like in space after like everything's collapsing because the universe is going back in on
About to
itself.
die.
It's like dying, and they're like, "Oh, what did your people do?" And they were like, "Everything." Like they explored everything. They did everything that was possibly like could have happened that humanity could have done. And then they're like, "Oh right, okay." So then they're like, "Let's make a new universe when the universe re-expands and make it harder, because it's already like it's too easy for them." So like that's the point. It's basically saying that life has to be hard, otherwise
course it
otherwise
does.
there's no meaning to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then, as I said, within the Matrix, like the issue I have is like you may say, oh, but then people, you could just have it where while you're in that version of the world, you don't remember anything outside that version of the world. While you're there, that person you created, struggling with their issues, and entirely their life, and then once you leave, you remember everything they did, but you yourself, once you go back in, will not remember anything you know.
So it's like Roy
Roy.
from Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
Oh,
like that,
okay.
like that. So it happens a million times a minute or whatever. So in the end, it feels like you've lived forever, even if you only live a regular life.
Yeah. No.
Then you can say, I did everything. And everything I could possibly have done with my life, I did. And then you haven't left a room since the day you were born.
But then it's like, what is the point? What's the point in being born? What's the point in? I guess you do have
Jesus
to keep the human.
Christ, we're being very deep.
You have to
Very
keep
philosophical.
the human life going, but there's no point. But surely you just select a select few to keep humanity alive, because the rest, everyone else, just doesn't need to exist.
Yeah, but you could just have it. Like, you have a select few that. No, but what does it matter if humanity is huge and massive? If it lives forever, if it's got infinite resources and can expand indefinitely.
But then,
Well, look, we have trillions more people created every single year. Oh well, because we'll just build more.
but yeah,
pods
but
for more
then once that
people to
happens,
be in.
like, what's the point in life if no one has a purpose?
As I said, through the Matrix.
That's not
Give
a
people
purpose. Yeah, but if you actually don't, if you physically don't have a purpose, so you're just going to spend your whole life in a simulation.
Yeah.
So what's the point in being born?
What if you? There's no point in the real world where you have everything. There's no point in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
There is a
saying.
point. There is this point in this virtual world which you yourself have created to search for your entire desires of what you hope the world can be.
But if you spend your entire life in a simulation, would you want to spend your entire life in a simulation? That's what I'm saying.
No.
Would you want to? If you could do, like, basically whatever you wanted to do, but you never experienced what life was actually like, and it's like, well, would you want to survive if technically all you've done is just sit there your entire
What
life?
would your alternative be?
Not be born?
Living life.
No, I just
Just-
surely
just
I'd rather
don't-
just
don't
not
exist.
exist.
Well, what is not existing life?
But then how? Yeah, how?
Well, you know what not existing is like. It's like being dead.
We don't have, we can't fathom that
Do you
thought,
want?
can we?
Do you want to be the first person to find out?
I don't want to fathom that thought, to be honest,
Well,
because it scares the hell out of me.
it's
Thank
going to
you.
happen.
There's like a ridiculous percentage, like 25% of humanity still lives that has ever existed is alive today or something like
because
that.
we've had a massive population boom.
We've
in the
had,
last
we've had such a
100 years.
massive boom.
Have you heard the stat that they calculate through history? I have no idea how they do this. 82% of women reproduce, but only 50% of men reproduce.
Yeah.
Really?
Because they either
Thoughts.
died or were seen as
Great.
undesirable, and they
That's
just
that's
died.
me gone.
It's like a depressing thought. You're like, but I think a lot of it
links
was,
in your
you know,
chat.
in the time before when men would, you know, because men are quite often tend to be a bit more headstrong and stupid,
Yeah.
and they ended up dying at like the age of 5 because they ran out of giant wildebeest and got crushed.
Also,
Whereas, like, quite
look
often
at the
throughout history,
thing I
the
put in the
females did not do
podcast.
that.
text channel.
We can't watch that now
Why not?
because it's not interesting to just watch us on the screen.
Well, no, it's fun. We're going through it ourselves. So,
No, I know. there's
what?
no
There's an
point.
alternative which I propose.
Hmm.
Right? You have all this stuff, and you have all these things. Like, people live for like 80 years on average in the UK.
Hmm.
People don't lose
that's not-
purpose with those 8 years because there's always something else to do. So you
Is
could
there?
argue that after you've done stuff for so long, you reach a point where you may be bored of that one thing you did once, but then you just go back and do the things you did 100 years ago again. It may not be.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. If that stuff doesn't actually happen, then well, like, what's the point? In the real world, I get it because it's actually making an impact on people. But because obviously, but then again, how are people born if they spend their entire life inside of a machine?
You could have artificial insemination.
But why would you want to create people just so that they can sit in a simulation for their whole life?
It's natural instinct to create people. It's not.
No.
It's not.
He said
It's when you get the
artificial.
really messed up thing that you've lived your life inside inside a simulation. You've reproduced in that simulation, and that child you created isn't
It's-
real.
it's just-
an entire.
Yeah,
Just the save
which is
corrupts.
why
He's
it's
gone.
bad.
Just your child is dead.
Simulation.exe has stopped working.
Years with your child and your family. The wife was never real. It was a simulation. Your kid was never real, and you would.
One sec.
You come out and you're just like you don't actually look like what you look like in the simulation. So in the simulation,
yeah.
you're
So
a
like,
little
you
buff
come out
guy.
the simulation, you realise there's just that moment. You realise that at first you're still that person. You come out and then you just remember every single life you've lived over this one
Yeah.
say 1,000-year period. You're just there like, oh my
Yeah.
god, who am I?
You just look down. You're all deformed because you've just been sitting in a room for like 30 years.
Why am I so?
So you could say
fat?
by that point we have enough genetic control over the genetic structure that we can just create people who are really muscly all the time, regardless of exercise.
But surely at that point, you wouldn't need to reproduce in the first place because there would be a way to prevent death.
Yeah. I feel death is like any other disease. It can be cured, and it will be cured at some point.
I mean,
Because
I'm-
Ben wants to live forever.
I'm pretty
I don't
sure.
want to live forever.
I'm pretty sure the way that it happens
no.
is that your genes start getting cut down due to not perfect replication, and then at some stage, like they just miss out parts, so then you end up like aging and stuff.
Well,
and
it's
that's
like-
how it works.
What you say? I don't want to live forever. I want to live long enough to achieve everything I've ever wanted, and then I'm happy to die.
To die.
But-
That's what you
Just
want to
die.
achieve.
Like,
Death.
because I agree. Like, everything. If you say you wanted to go to every place on the earth, you absolutely everything on it. Look at every single thing on everything you ever wanted to do. As you've said, what is the point of existing anymore?
Yeah.
So most people probably die with regrets of stuff they could have done and didn't do.
Yeah.
But if you live for 1,000, 2,000 years, you can do everything you ever wanted. There's probably more stuff to do as human society progresses.
Yeah.
The longer you go.
Well, yeah, there'd be a lot more. It's like, rather than just visiting like every country, it's like, oh, I want to visit every planet.
In the entire, like, if
Entire
people can live
universe.
forever, you could visit every single planet in the entire universe
then-
before you died.
What's the point? If you live forever, you could just do everything, and then what's the point?
Then you
Yeah,
die.
then you die.
Okay, but what if that's what if that's not what people want?
Then they
Well,
die.
they just die
carry on
earlier.
doing. It's like people can choose when they're so bored of existing, they just want to end. And it's at
You,
that
you
point,
normally get to
goes
that.
to heaven
Yeah,
and
but
God's
people
like,
norm
you have sinned by not dying. You have
people
sinned.
normally get to that point around 70 anyway.
What?
Yeah.
People normally get to that point around 70.
Yeah, you say that, but
I like how
that's
Taylor was
because-
just like, yeah, I can relate with that.
Yeah. I've hit
No,
it at
it's like
17.
these are so crippled they can't do anything they actually wanted.
Yeah, it's due to
Like, You're like, oh, I want to go see all these places. You can't do it because you've got crippling arthritis that prevents you from moving properly. Or you've got
Then
an
find a way to
Yes,
allow
and
them to do
you
that.
can't get enough
Yeah.
energy to move. So, like, if people
Bring-
are
bring
healthy for
happiness to
millions of
them.
years, they could do everything.
Let's
And,
wheel them places in a wheelchair.
But it's just not plausible. But if you have make it so disease isn't a thing, because there will become a point when we are so advanced, if we don't destroy ourselves first, that disease will cease to be a thing, and illness will cease to be a thing, and pain will cease to be a thing.
No,
Like we
I
won't feel
wouldn't sign
pain.
up for that.
I don't think that's a way. I'd sign up for that. Because then you're basically a superhero. But then again, that's
No,
like
no.
saying-
What about Balder?
Sorry, what?
The Norse god son of Thor, who was given the gift quotation marks of not being vulnerable to anything, and he hated his mother for it because like he could feel nothing and he felt eternally. And then
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I am just quoting from God of War 4 directly, but it's still a story. If you feel nothing, then you feel awful. There's nothing to feel.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're
Physically.
if you're there to fight and protect, then surely you do it because it's a duty that you've been put on yourself.
Wait. Here's
Why?
a point.
Why
Here's a
do you
point
do
I'd
that?
say. Here's a point I'd say.
Because
If every single person
you can do it.
exactly the same life, then do they all end up being the exact same person?
No.
No. Say if you don't have the same experiences, if you all have the same experiences, you all have no struggle in your life.
Your brain still works in different ways.
No, but if you're saying that
Because what is self? What is you?
Brain.
No, because I think they will become
Personality?
different people because people will look at the exact same event from different viewpoints and develop differently from it.
no, but you say the same event with different viewpoints. How people view the world is very much determined by how they were raised and the
Society.
experiences they had in their life. If everyone has the same experience of everything, it's entirely likely they'll end up being the same person.
Yeah, but isn't
No,
there?
I don't
if
agree.
at that
Yeah,
stage, wouldn't you
I
think
agree.
that there'd be a way of skipping childhood?
This is so what we're basically coming to the point.
Just
here.
imagine a baby just like,
Life is-
"Wah, I'm a man."
Life
now."
is entirely pointless without death.
Yeah.
I just,
it is.
I just don't think this is. I don't think we can achieve this.
You can.
I think I think
No.
this can and will happen.
I don't know. I don't
But-
think this is achievable.
I'll be
I
around to
don't
see it,
think.
though,
I
don't
don't
worry.
think.
No.
most-
I think this can and will happen. The point is it desirable for it to happen?
No,
No,
I don't.
right.
Even if it could happen, I
Whatever
don't
makes
think
the
most people
government
want
money.
it.
Here's a point. Will humans be able to bond together and create these advances before Earth gets destroyed?
We've got
That is-
billions
because
of
people
years.
are
We've got
way too
billions.
Will we be able to get to that point? Will the sun
No.
explode? Will an asteroid hit us?
Oh,
I mean, we've
actually,
got 5
Will
billion
we be
years,
able
and
to
if you look
leave
at-
Earth before that?
I mean, we've got 100 years till global warming kills us, so
Actually, global warming, as we all know, is a liberal myth. So,
Shut up.
climate change.
I don't
No.
think it will kill us. It will
Like-
kill a lot of us, but it won't make us extinct.
No, but then it'll
Yeah,
be
but
another
we
ice
don't
age.
want that.
Maybe we do.
Hey, maybe once we get to, maybe
Listen.
we achieve immortality, right? Maybe we achieve immortality, correct?
No, won't it?
Everyone is unable to die from old age,
Mm-hmm.
but they can still die of everything else, right?
Yeah.
Do we then intentionally destroy our own civilization to then create conflict?
Yeah.
No.
I think that would happen. I think people. I think that would be, people's
Oh,
wills. That would be the conflict.
It
People wouldn't
be,
like
would
it.
Just be a
So it would be
war.
like a resistance against immortality, or whatever. You know.
Right, here's a question. If like in a couple of years you could put a chip in your head
Sorry, what?
that just it just records everything, it tracks
No,
everything,
no, I
it
wouldn't.
tracks your
Have
vitals.
you watched
I
that same
would-
episode of Black Mirror that I've watched?
No, I'm not talking about I would not do that.
Have you not
Because
seen that episode of Black Mirror?
No.
Basically, there's this guy who videos. Everyone has stuff where they can video everything that ever happened to them. Gets videos, and it's like it basically shows how it wouldn't work because all humans are naturally very paranoid.
Yeah.
So it ends
I
up
do.
coming to the point where he goes over the stuff he's seen over and over and over and over again to the point where he's going a bit mental. He eventually works out that his wife's having an affair, his own kid isn't actually his, it's some other guy's. And he worked this out by just going over and over and over stuff in his head through this over and over and over again. And it's incredibly depressing. It's so depressing.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
That's just-
god.
No, this is yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
how
not-
much will humans will try to progress themselves by altering themselves? Like, which before destroying who they are.
Well, like,
as
Yeah.
this is what I think will
humans.
eventually happen. We'll have people who want to alter themselves to become perfect humans. And then it will end up being the people who are most desired who haven't changed themselves.
Yeah.
It'll be like, oh, well, look, there's that Hollywood superstar. Looks brilliant. Same as that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. And then there's just average Joe. But he is completely unchanged from his natural format. That's probably more desirable than someone who's entirely fake in their appearance and unnatural.
Yeah.
There's something so people get upset by the unnatural, and I think they get upset by that. Because like, there's people today they're like, I don't want to go out with a woman who has breast implants or stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
someone who
'Cause it's
unnaturally
fake.
puts themselves into strain and make themselves stick up to body standards. People
Yeah.
don't like that. They prefer much more natural stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
But, oh, what was I gonna say? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
should we think about wrapping up soon? It's gone on for quite a while.
Yeah, I think this is probably a good place to end
Yeah.
because everyone's really depressed.
Yeah. Right, sleeping tonight. I'm
Uh,
gonna be thinking about this for
Let's
hours.
just end myself now. Get it done. Over with.
Because life is pointless and there's no
Oh.
meaning in anything.
Oh dear. Right, well, on that bombshell, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Everybody
au
say bye bye.
revoir.
Bye.
Bye, my
As
guys.
Wiedersehen.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.